Joined here today by the one and only Leon Edwards, who we found out just yesterday signed a new deal with the UFC, and he's all set to take on Tyron Woodley at UFC London. Thanks so much for joining me, man. How are you?
I'm very good, brother. Just finished training now. I'm all good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for asking. Lots of exciting things happening for you right now, man. How does it feel, at this point in your career with everything that's going on?
Feels great. It feels like it's all come together now. All my hard work is paying off. I'm just looking forward now to getting to London and getting my ninth fight, winning in a row. So, it feels good. All my hard work is finally coming together. So I'm looking forward to March.
And let's talk about this fight with Tyron Woodley a little bit. It seemed like it was going to happen, then it wasn't going to happen. It was official, not official. What was going on there, man? What was holding up the fight from happening?
I think it was more on Woodley's part. He didn't want to travel. He was saying you don't want to come to the UK, and it was too much to come to the UK. So, well, I think he got backed up into a corner, and now he has to fight. You know what I mean? He has to take the fight, and this is the both of us. Everyone else is matched up at the time. Um, he's a former world champion. I'm the up and coming kid that's coming up and defeating everybody. So I feel it's right now for me to have the fight and to go out there and beat Woodley and then get into my title shot. I think it's a perfect fight for me to prepare me for a title shot.
And what was your reaction when you saw that he didn't want to come to England? I think you put it out on social media. I mean, did that bother you, or did you just think it was a negotiation tactic?
Yeah, I think it's more just like I don't know. I just find excuses. He always finds excuses as to why he doesn't want to do something. You know what I mean? And I even said to him that I'll come to the States and fight you. Um, I'll fight you wherever you want. You know what I mean? But I'm happy that we got it done for London. In my hometown in Europe, I've never lost in Europe, and to have the former world champion come to Europe and to perform, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good night for the UK fans and to show the fans what I'm about in the UK again.
And what's going through your mind during these whole negotiations? I mean, are you? I don't want to say afraid, but are you nervous that the fight's not going to happen, or are you just kind of hanging back and seeing what happens?
Nah, I kind of knew the fight was going to happen because I went to Vegas and had a meeting with the UFC, and they're basically saying that he's got no other choice but to fight me. You know what I mean? And so I was ready for whatever. I said if you don't step up and give me the title shot against Usman, so that was another option. But I didn't want to wait for that long. My last fight was in July against RDA, and I didn't want to wait for that long. So I said I'll fight in March against Woodley, and then I'll fight Usman in the summer. So that's my plan, and that's what I'm looking forward to achieving this year.
And like I mentioned off the top, we found out yesterday you did sign a new deal with the UFC. How did this come together? I mean, were you a part of those negotiations? Was it up to your management? How did this all kind of happen?
Um, well, all of my last fights on my contract anyway. My contract was up with the UFC, and so we was about to negotiate anyway. It worked out perfectly that I'm negotiating off the back of the Woodley fight. You know what I mean? But my contract was up with the UFC anyway. I wanted to carry on my career with the UFC. 'Cause I want to win the world title. So um, that's it really. I just knew that I wanted to stay with the UFC. It was time to negotiate to get the right money for the fight, and now here we are. We've got our deal done. This has been going on for months, and happy we got the deal done that we wanted, and now looking forward to March.
And how many fights are on the contract?
It's a 6 fight deal on a contract.
Okay, so does that take a certain pressure off you because you know that your future with the UFC for maybe around 2 years, something like that. Like you're set for a little while.
Yeah. No, I don't really think like that. I just know that I am the best athlete in the world, and this is where I want to have my career. That's what I think. Really, I don't really think about uh, the long, not longevity of it, but like saying I'm secure now. We can like take it easy. You know what I mean? I just believe that I'm number one, and
You're set to fight Tyron Woodley coming up here soon. How do you think you match up with Tyron heading into this one?
I think it's a great matchup. Woodley's a very dangerous fighter, and short, stocky wrestler. Look to use his boxing and his explosiveness to close distance. I think it's a great matchup for me. I am tall, rangy. I can fight anywhere on my front foot, my back foot. I'm a great grappler, so I'm just looking forward to going out there and proving to the fans that I am number one. I went every tool in my book to beat this man, and I just can't wait to show the fans what I've got. I feel this is gonna be the fight that brings out the best in me. So I'm looking forward to see if this is the guy to bring out the best in me. You know what I mean? And so it'd be a good one. It'd be a good one.
And I think for a lot of people, this is the number one contender fight. Do you think with this fight, it is the number one contender fight, and that you get the next title shot if you win it?
Yeah, for sure. That's already been like spoken about, and that's in my contract that after this fight, I fight for the world title. So um, I've been like a 9-fight win streak after defeating Woodley. So I think that's like one of the longest win streak to have without getting a title shot. You know what I mean? So um, I believe so. I know after being Woodley in London, I am guaranteed a title shot for the summer.
So you did mention, I think last time we saw you was against RDA back in July. What's been going on with all that time off? I mean, have you not been able to get back in the cage? I mean, what's sort of stopping you from coming back sooner?
I couldn't get a fight. I couldn't get the fight I wanted. All the guys was making excuses as to why they don't want to fight and this and that. You know what I mean? I just couldn't find the right fight for me. Everyone else in the top five was matched up, so there was no one else to fight apart from Woodley weren't very matched up. That was it really. So I was getting the right deal done and then go through negotiations and all that. It's just a long process, but I was still in the gym. I was still training and um, my body needed a rest anyway, so it was good. It was a good little time off. Now I am fresh and I'm ready to go for March.
And I'm curious to get your take. We saw Kamaru Usman defend his belt against Colby Covington. What did you think of that fight? I mean, as one of the top welterweights, what did you think of their fight?
It was a good fight. I was actually in Vegas to watch that fight live, and it was a good fight. They both stand and strike, and I never understood that why wrestlers always do that. You know what I mean? But it was a good fight. It was a good fight. I was just more convinced that I can beat Kamaru. You know what I mean? Just seeing how he's improved and how I've improved, and just know that I can beat him. So it just make it for sure for me that I know I can beat him.
And with Colby Covington, we know a lot of Americans, they talk a lot about his whole Donald Trump gimmick, the MAGA stuff. As someone outside of the United States, what did you think about his whole character that he's putting on?
It's a weird man, and I still don't understand what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? And he's just a weird person. I'm kind of happy that Usman that he kicked his ass. You know what I mean? So um, yeah, he's a weird person.
And so you were on this very long winning streak, like you mentioned. Did you think you should have gotten the title shot sooner, or do you think this is sort of the correct timeline for this?
For sure, I feel so. I feel I had it probably like 2-3 fights ago. But like I said, I trust in my process, and if this is what it's going to be, then it's perfect for me. Like I said, all these fights I'm having is making me a better fighter. It's making me more prepared for when my time come. You know what I mean? So I've learned to trust the process of my career and to just enjoy the fights, enjoy the learning I learn from each fight, and I'll take all that into a title shot. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't have been ready 4 or 5 fights ago, but now I am ready, and I will be ready now. I will be a world champion.
And somebody else that looks like they could potentially be close to a title shot is Jorge Masvidal. What do you think of that whole situation? I mean, are you kind of worried that he might step in and try to take your title shot? I mean, what do you think of all that?
Um, I ain't got much to say about that, man. You know what I mean? Everyone knows I want to fight him, and I, I don't think he deserves a title shot. To be honest with you, he had a good year last year. I've been having good years for the last 4 years. I've not lost over the last 4 years. You know what I mean? So, um, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, my focus now is on Tyron Woodley going out there and to secure the title shot. So I have to get past Woodley first, and then after I'll have a look and see what's going on.
And so you do have this fight with Tyron Woodley. What do you expect the crowd to be like? I mean, do you expect everybody to be on your side? I mean, what are you expecting out of the crowd?
Yeah, for sure. I believe the crowd will be on my side. You come to my hometown, and I'll be representing for the UK. You know what I mean? So I believe it's gonna be an amazing atmosphere. The UK crowd always bring a great atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to go out there and to feel the energy. Last year I was the co-main event. Now I'm the main event. This will be my third main event in the promotion history, in the promotion. You know what I mean? So, I'm looking forward to going out there and to headlining my first show in the UK and to showing the
All
show
right.
the UK fans.
And I have just one more for you. What are you expecting out of this fight with Tyron, and how do you see yourself getting your hand raised?
I'm going in there for a finish. I feel I need to finish him to make the title fight a bigger fight for myself. So I'm going out there looking for a finish. I think I'm gonna knock him out. So I think he'll be walking out the shots all night. He'll be over committing himself, over aggressive, and I feel he'll be walking out the shots all night.
All right, well, we look forward to it. It's going to be a great fight. Good to see you headline and potentially get that title shot next. Thanks so much for the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, mate.